Hello, I'm Cameron Malcher, the New South Wales Education Coordinator for AVID Australia. Thank you for being part of our 2020 National Conference. As you know, this is a virtual conference with all presentations being delivered online. And so the purpose of this video is to help ensure the technical elements of your presentation are as effective as they can be. In this video, we're going to have a look at 3 elements which, with a few adjustments, can elevate the quality of any online presentation. Those 3 elements are microphone and sound, camera, and lighting. In order to demonstrate these elements in action, this video is being recorded using Zoom software, so you can see how these changes will affect your presentation during the National Conference. Let's begin. The first element is your microphone and quality of sound. This is arguably the most important element of any online video presentation, as your audience's ability to hear and understand you is essential to getting your message across. In this section, I'm going to demonstrate the effect that different microphones have on the clarity of your voice and ability to be understood by your audience. This is me now recording using the microphones built into my laptop. As you can hear, there is quite a different audio quality because the microphones are further away from my mouth and able to pick up more background noise or room noise by virtue of being further away from my mouth. If you are presenting as part of a panel or small group, these microphones may be the best option available to you, in which case the best thing you can do is try to ensure you are recording in a relatively quiet space away from too much background noise or likelihood of interruption. Another easily accessible option are headsets like these that have microphones built into the cables. These can isolate your voice and cut out a lot of the background and room noise by virtue of the microphone being closer to your mouth. They are more readily available. Most of us have one that came with our mobile phones and can do a reasonable job at ensuring that your voice is the main thing that your audience hears during your presentation. Other types of headsets, like this telephone-style headset, can also be very effective at isolating your voice from any background noise. More recent headsets of this design have further built-in processors, which can have the effect, as you can hear, of making your voice sound more like it's on the other end of a telephone call. However, if the only place you have to present is somewhere that's likely to have a lot of background noise, these kind of headsets can be very effective for isolating your voice and making sure that people can hear what you are saying clearly, even if it's not entirely in your natural speaking voice. Finally, you might have access to an independent desktop microphone or boom-mounted microphone, such as this one. You want to make sure that it is positioned approximately 30 centimeters from your mouth, or one spread hand span away, and is pointed directly at your face while you are speaking, but off to the side so that it picks up your voice, but doesn't get the sound of any breaths that might cause those plosive sounds when you breathe into a microphone. However, you also want to position it either slightly above or slightly below the field of vision of your camera so that it's not partially obscuring your face, as this one could be right here. And so here I am now, as at the beginning of this video, with my boom-mounted microphone just outside of the field of vision of the camera. It's just below the frame, just out of sight, but it is pointed up towards my mouth so that it can collect my voice directly as I speak in the direction of the microphone. Ultimately, whichever microphone you choose, the best way to ensure clarity of speech is to choose a place to present that is relatively free of background noise, that has a minimum of flat, solid surfaces like bare walls or windows. Rooms with bookshelves are actually really good places to record, as bookshelves can absorb sound, and to try and ensure that you speak clearly and directly towards whichever microphone you use. The second element is your camera and its position in relation to the person or people speaking. The best placement for your camera is a comfortable distance away so that it shows at least the top of your shoulders and a little bit of space above your head. You also want your camera to be positioned at or slightly above your eye level. This represents a more natural field of vision, as if we were having a face-to-face conversation with someone, and can make your presentation feel more natural and inviting for an audience, even over video conferencing software. Here I am now using the integrated web camera in my laptop. As you can see, it is looking up at me from a slightly unnatural angle. While we might be used to this view of people from the world of remote learning and Zoom conferencing, it is still not the most naturally comfortable viewing experience. If you are using an independent webcam, you can simply place this at a higher position to be at or above your eye level, or if you are still using your integrated webcam, simply raise your laptop by placing it on a small pile of books or other stable objects, or maybe even a laptop riser if you have access to one. But by making this one simple change to the position of your camera, you can make your presentation feel more natural, inviting, and engaging for the audience members participating in your sessions. The third and final element is lighting. And depending on the space you are presenting from, this may be the element you have the least control over. However, what you can control is where you position your laptop and camera in relation to lighting. The best place is to have any light source behind your camera and above your face at no more than a 45-degree angle. This will help ensure that your face is the most brightly lit element on the screen and isn't overpowered by a brighter background. Make sure that any lights behind you are turned off and that you do not have windows or natural light sources in the background while you are on camera. As you can see, if you have a bright light source visible on camera, it makes the background blow out and become brighter than your face, and your facial expressions are lost in shadow. If you are recording in a space with particularly bright or harsh lighting, you can also help improve the quality of image by using a portable desktop lamp or any light source that gives a soft, natural light. Simply place it behind the camera at a slightly elevated position so that it can make sure your face is the most brightly lit part of the image. This can also help when using virtual backgrounds, as the more brightly lit you are, the more distinct you are from the background, and the easier it is for the software to tell what is your face and what it is to remove with the virtual background. And so that concludes this video presentation. Remember, by thinking about your choice of microphone, the placement of your camera, and your position in relation to light sources in the room, you can help to ensure your presentation is as clear and audible as possible, so the audience can focus on the content of your message and gain the most benefit from your contribution to National Conference. If you have any questions, please email AVID Australia at the email address on your screen. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you at the 2020 AVID Australia National Conference.